How to change the sand into filter.
Ow! Sorry, I searched YouTube and all of the internet. Well, that might be an exaggeration, but I cannot find a definitive answer to this question. I am in Royal Oak, Michigan. I have a 20-year-old plus above ground pool with what I believe is an aluminum top rail tread. The sections are badly oxidated but don't appear corroded. I do not want the expense of replacing. What type of prep and spray paint do you recommend that I could do myself?
That's actually a great question. I don't know. I'm surprised that you haven't found an answer for that. But here's what I would do. You're gonna do one rail at a time, because you certainly don't want to take them all off. You want to take one off at a time, and your prep is probably light sanding. You might want to do a light acid wash, mixing muriatic acid and water and wash it off. If you do the acid wash, you're then going to want to do what's called use TSP, which is a neutralizer, which neutralizes the acid. Do a light wash with that. Both of those found at hardware stores. Dilute them and wash down. Light sanding, and I would certainly recommend an enamel paint, but I don't think that there should be any real prep beyond getting what's loose off. So you might have a power washer. You could probably do it with the power washer. I still would probably recommend an acid wash and TSP and even a light sanding in the spots where it's, if it looks at all chalky at all, the paint's not going to last a long time. But if you can do that prep work, I mean, ideally, if you had a sandblaster, you could sandblast all the existing paint off and start over. But let's assume you don't have that just sitting in your garage somewhere. But those other things are all readily available at the hardware store or the local big box store, and you should be able to wash them up, clean them up, and do one at a time. Take one off, do your process, paint it, let it dry, put it back on, take the next one off. It's going to be a long and slow process. Don't get crazy and decide I'm going to take 4 off and try 4 at a time. There's always a chance you're not going to be able to put them back on. All that pressure, that water in the pool. If the pool is empty, it's one thing. Like when they put it together, there's no water in there. They can put them together, but if you take 4 of them out, you may not be able to get them back in. So one at a time, and then just go from one to one to one, and then do the caps that go between them the same way. I think you should be fine.